Welcome to the BookologyPodcast. I'm your co-host Jonathan Jones, and I'm here with my father, Dr. Fred Jones. Dad, how are you doing today?
Doing real good. It's a nice day. Exciting.
But that's a different perspective. Just considering the fact that right now with the recent events that's taking place in the news, and just hearing about COVID-19 and the coronavirus and the fear that that's bringing. Dad, who would you say you feel has been most affected by this, just by this recent pandemic that's taken place recently in our society?
Who's been most affected? Well, according to the articles and the news that I've been reading, it sounds like the elderly, or it sounds like some of the youth or the younger people are being affected dramatically by it. Of course, restaurants and places that calls for large gatherings have definitely been impacted, but of course, needless to say, we all are being impacted and felt by it. So uh, it is some exciting days, but John, one of the things that I've learned is that when things, light shines brightest, it's the darkness.
Hmm.
That's just where I'm at. We all are being affected, but I think it's in the midst of these kind of situations that we all have an opportunity to look at how we live in our life, how we want to live our lives, how we were living our lives, how we're having to make changes and adjustments. And when that happens, we have to look to see what do we have in our hands, what can we do, how can we use what we already have to make the life that we want.
Definitely, definitely. And I mean, I certainly agree because I partner with colleges and universities, and I see them now being forced to move to m- more so like a webinar type model, and having to utilize resources that are technology driven or technology based. But Dad, what you have been working in your business, and your business is your business wherever you are, but behind the laptop, and working to utilize social media and things like that. uh what would be the word of encouragement, or what would you say out there for the authors, or those individuals who are aspiring authors, that and now they've been impacted by this as well? What advice would you give them for this particular time?
Well, rejection is a form of direction. Many people have been rejected from going into their office or going to their place of work, or they've been rejected and told that they shouldn't travel or that they have to be at home. That is a form of rejection. But in rejection, there is direction. What I would say, anybody, we've heard the age old adage, if life gives you a lemon, make lemonade. Well, I'm going to say if life gives you a lemon, make ice cream or make a meal out of it. You know? Do something different in order to get something different. So what I'm saying is there's no better. Sometimes I heard a sermon one time, John. I was in Atlanta. Yeah, I don't know if you ever heard one of those sermons where they just just the topic of the sermon lives with you forever, and you just remember it forever. And here was the message. I remember, I think it was a lady that preached this sermon. She said, sometimes God has to drop kick you into your blessing. What a picture, huh? Can you imagine
uh,
God giving you a smack upside the head, with a mule or a hoist, bam, kicking you upside the head and say, okay, this is the way I want you to go. So what am I saying? Many writers, speakers, authors have been talking about writing a book They've been talking about pursuing their career or their passion, and they've been waiting for the perfect time. They've been waiting for the perfect time. My thoughts are, time has arrived. Now, the best time ever. Like to work, to write a book, to start an online business, to utilize technology. I would say do it.
Do it. Do it. Excellent. So we said that now would be the time that they take a little bit of extra time and sit or set time during the day to begin to write a little bit in their book, or now's the time to begin to see how they can take whatever project they've been working on and now maybe even expand it, because before they might have had a book, but now they might need a resource to where it can be utilized or accessed online. Would you say that's effective, Dad? That'd be effective for them in this time?
Oh, yeah. What's effective now is to shift from being served to serving. The key is to give and find an opportunity to be a solution to somebody else's problem. The bigger the problem you solve, the more people are going to be willing to give you a certificate of appreciation. So many writers and authors have stories. They have, let's just say, testimonies. They have a proven journey, something they've done, unique and special, that somebody else needs to hear about, know about. And when you share that, you are laying out a blueprint and a roadmap for somebody else to come that way and be successful like you. So the more we help and solve other people's problems, the more easy it is for us to get paid. And when I say certificates of appreciation, I don't know who coined this phrase. I don't know where it first came from, but money is a certificate of appreciation. And that's how you get paid your worth. That's how you get paid more, by solving a problem.
Yeah, yeah, and then I heard this equation the other day, and I think it goes hand in hand with just what you said in regard to solving a problem and receiving a certificate of appreciation. And the formula is this: Q plus MA equals C. And I'm gonna say that one more time: Q plus MA equals C, and that's quality plus quantity plus the mental attitude in which it was rendered. That equals compensation every time, every time. And just like you're talking about now being the time to serve, when we serve, we can't half step, because I know there's been many times for me, Dad, where I would go sometimes and I'd volunteer, or sometimes I would be out wherever. It's happened at a speaking engagement before. This was earlier, and I would serve, but not to the best of my ability. And therefore, looking at this equation, if I serve you with a 2, then when I add that to everything else, the compensation will be less than, versus I served at a quality of a 10. And what you're talking about here is finding a way to how we can effectively serve people. Dad, why is this the time now to focus on serving people? Why would you really say that now, if somebody has a gift, that now, if somebody has a book, now, if somebody has a passion, why would you say now is the most pivotal time to serve?
Well, say it's now because the world, America in particular, has now opened up to embrace online training and teaching like never before. Online communities are being encouraged like never before, and social media is being accessed like never before. When you can no longer gather in groups of 50 or 10 or small groups, people, people have always been wired to be in community. We like gathering at a football game or a sports event. We like gathering at church. We like gathering at social gatherings. We like gathering at individuals' homes. Now that a lot of that is being prohibited, there's no other time better that I've seen in my life than to have an online presence or an online course or an online service that's going to reach people. So people are using these platforms, YouTube and so forth, all of the social media outlets to be in touch with their family, their friends, and coworkers. So if you got a message or if you got something that people need and it can be offered in a digital format, never been a better time than now to do it. Because people are looking, people are hungry. I mean, when I go live now, I'm seeing higher numbers than I've ever seen. People are hungry. People are ready right now. That's why I say now.
Mm, mm. There it is. There. I don't think much else needs to be said for this episode. I think we can go ahead and put a ribbon and a bow on it, and just let the people know that now is your time. Now is your moment to shine your light bright. And if that light comes in the form of a book, a podcast, maybe you just streaming live, now is your time, and now is your moment to shine bright. And we would just love to share with you that if you have been finding value with the podcast, we would just ask you to share it with one friend, and we would just ask you to take the time and then go on the Apple Podcast and leave us a helpful review. Hopefully it would be 5 stars so that we can continue to expand this message and add value to the audience that's around us and help continue to show people the greatness that lies within you. Dad, where can the people connect with you at, and how can they find out more information about what you do?
Sure. If folks want to know more, drfredjones.com. That's drfredjones.com. That's our website. And you also can find us on YouTube, Dr. Fred Jones, the book coach. Dr. Fred Jones, the book coach.
There it is. Dad, go ahead and close us out with your favorite phrase.
The most expensive thing you will ever pay. Attention to the wrong people.